Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Jeffrey Holly, and I live at Garden Terrace, a foundation community's property for single adults. On behalf of everyone at Foundation Communities, we want to welcome you to the Welcome Home Luncheon. Thank you. No matter if you are here with me or tuned in on Facebook, we are so glad you have joined us for this big day. I want to tell you just a little bit about myself. After serving 32 years in prison, a case manager while I was at a halfway house helped me to get into Garden Terrace August the 4th, 2009. I will never forget that date. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be readjusted back into free society, and in an online school program, I achieved my high school diploma this past August 26, 2022. Living at Garden Terrace has helped to better my life by giving me a place to stay that I can afford. I have made friends with both staff and residents, and I enjoy the events on the monthly calendar. The foundation community staff is there for any resident needs. I love riding my bicycle daily around Austin, Texas, wearing my colorful outfits, listening to and dancing to my favorite fun and clean songs. This makes me happy, and others say it makes them happy too. I even have my own YouTube channel. And I've got a song I want to share with you all. Let's kick off this event right now with "Lot of Love" by Nicolette Lawson.
Change the way things are. It's gonna take a lot afternoon. There are a lot of you here. Wow. Welcome, and a big thank you to Jeffrey for sharing his personal story and his amazing energy with us today. My name is Ellie Acuna, and I am a resident at Foundation Communities. But before I tell you about me, we want to say another thank you to each of you for being here today. We're going to tell you more about Foundation Communities today. Since the 1990s, they've followed the mission to build, own, and operate beautiful and deeply affordable apartment communities. There are now more than 7,000 residents that call Foundation Communities home. But there is so much more. They also run dozens of programs designed to support individuals like Jeffrey and families like mine. Like the faces you see in the little mini pics on your table. We'll talk about all of that, and I will tell you about my family. I bet you are all starving, and the food is on its way. The caterer had an unfortunate power outage, so the Foundation Community staff went to pick up the food. It is coming as we speak, and you will be eating momentarily. So thank you for your patience. So first, we need to thank our partners and sponsors. We would not be here without all of you, and we're so grateful for your support and for making this event possible. Our sponsors have graciously donated funds to pay for every cost of today's event. So that means every penny you're inspired to donate today will go directly to programs designed for Foundation Communities, families, and residents. So we want to thank Realty Austin. They have provided an incredibly generous match fund. You'll hear more about that in a little bit. And as you may have noticed, Realty Austin has helped Foundation Communities fund the Learning Center that you probably saw today. We also want to thank Roscoe Properties, Frost Banking, Investment and Insurance, and Humana, University Federal Credit Union, Rigby Slack and Texas Capital Bank, Bank of America and Stewart Title, plus the sponsors who you'll see on the slides now. We also must thank our incredible community partners, NeighborWorks America, Michael and Susan Dell Foundation, and St. David's Foundation. Your support makes a key difference in every part of this work, and without you all, none of this could happen. We have one more important thank you that does not show up on the slides. And that is our new friends and neighbors at St. David's Episcopal Church and the New Austin Muslim Community Center. Oh, excuse me, St. John's Episcopal Church, apologies. These new friends have opened their arms to Laurel Creek. They also opened their driveways to accommodate our parking issues today. We're so grateful, and we're proud to be honored to be a part of your new neighborhood. Thanks again to all of you. Now, a little bit about me and my family. I'm single momming it with two sweet little girls. My Solana is 9, and my Solis is 6. They're both named after the sun, as they are absolutely the light of my life. Both of my daughters are joyful little humans, despite each of them having serious health challenges. Solana was born with a severe immune deficiency, and although she is far more susceptible to illness than you or I, she pushes forward every day with a huge smile on her face. Solis is my 6-year-old. She is severely disabled and has been placed at about 6 months of age cognitively. She doesn't attend school and requires around-the-clock care. To put it very simply, she is my forever baby. My path as a single mom began in 2019 when I left a marriage as it had become unsafe for me. I began looking for housing in the area, hoping to find a place near Dell Children's Hospital, which had become my children and my second home. Having enough space to accommodate all of Solis's therapies each day and the equipment involved in that was very important to my family. I also needed something I could afford while still being able to provide for my medically fragile children and all the expenses that insurance doesn't cover. Being unable to work a typical 40-hour-per-week job outside of the house because of my children's medical needs makes that really, really challenging. It seemed impossible with the high cost of housing in Austin. Thankfully, though, the universe aligned for my children and I learned about the Jordan at Mueller. Just as construction was coming to an end, in fact. I reached out to Foundation Communities, and I went through the application process, and then I very anxiously awaited for our approval. As I knew this was really our only option, I don't have family in the state of Texas. I was feeling so desperate and nervous and excited about the possibility of moving my children and I into the Jordan that I sometimes used to drive over to the property and sit outside and watch the construction. I used to imagine what my girls and I would do in our new space. We would cook together or read books in the living room or play board games, all the normal things that families do. I would sometimes peek through the windows and imagine how we would decorate our new space. I've only shared that with a handful of people before today. We were approved, and in November of 2019, we moved into our very roomy 3-bedroom apartment. Right after I received the keys, I remember unlocking the apartment door and just stopping and standing there, feeling such incredible gratitude for that moment. And then I walked inside and I cried my eyes out. Everything we need is close: the hospital, stores, a great elementary school, beautiful parks. And while I'm working with my youngest daughter on her intense therapies every day, Solana gets to socialize with her friends at the incredible on-site learning center, much like the one that you probably toured today. Young students are able to go to the learning centers for after-school programs, healthy snacks, exercise, and most importantly, help with homework and tutoring. This is a huge relief for parents like me that are stretched absolutely thin. It is very comforting for me to know that my Solana is socializing with her friends in a safe and healthy environment while I'm wrapping up all of the day's responsibilities. Our rent is affordable, which has allowed me to go back to school and work toward building a better life for my children. I just completed a massage therapy program, and I'm now licensed in the state of Texas. I also, it may sound crazy, but I enrolled in grad school 6 weeks ago, and I am pursuing a career in the field of traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture. So when I finish this in 3.5 years, I plan to pursue a PhD in holistic medicine. You never know what life has in store for you. Before I became a mother, I spent over 10 years of my life working in homeless shelters, working with homeless veterans and other humans experiencing a housing issue and other challenges in life. Being on the other side of the housing issue is something I never expected would happen to me. I carry around this bracelet with me. It's a bracelet my 9-year-old made a day after we moved into our apartment 3 years ago. I carry it with me as a reminder that everything in life comes full circle, and this too will come full circle. 10 years from now, when my girls and I are in a very different place in life, I will once again be helping to solve our community's housing issues. As a donor in support of other single moms, rising up, meeting goals, and creating lives that them and their children deserve. Thank you. Right now, we want you to hear from a few more children that participate in the Learning Center activities. So here's a quick video so you can see some of them. Thank you.
I know a lot of things about the Learning Center.
The teachers helping me, that's really like getting my grades up.
It taught me like how to read, how to speak English. Like they also signed up my mom for English because she's struggling in English.
And I really love the science projects that we do. I like being able to see my friends a lot.
I think my favorite time is when it's snack time. And we watch movies, and I really like to do that. The Learning Center helps me doing art.
It just helps me just to be me.
Here is a place where you can open up to anybody and they always care about you. It feels like a home.
We are really proud of the kids in our learning centers, and congratulations, Jeffrey and Ellie, on your successes. Thank you for letting us be a part of your stories. Welcome, everyone. My name is Walter Moreau. I'm the Executive Director of Foundation Communities. Thank you so much for being here in person and for everybody online for coming to our Welcome Home Luncheon. I want to say a special thank you to all the table hosts. Thank you for inviting your friends to join us today. It is really fun to see everybody in person after 3 years. I had to go into the back of my closet and find my suit. It still fit, barely. I'm really glad that you got to be here in a tent next to Laurel Creek. We are so proud of the new community. Isn't it beautiful? If you're watching online, I hope you'll give us a call and come out and take a tour and see it. Early this year, we were able to welcome home 88 new families to live at Laurel Creek. Several dozen of the families that live at Laurel Creek were formerly homeless, and now they have a home. I think what makes Laurel Creek really special is the community center. It's the heart. We've got a child care center with open door preschool. We have the after school program upstairs. We have a food pantry, a small health clinic. It's really, I think, the best physical example of our model of housing and services together. Many of you have been longtime supporters. Your investment in our work is what made Laurel Creek possible. Thank you. Some of you may be just learning about foundation communities for the very first time, so I'll try my best to succinctly explain what we do. Over many years, I've had to explain what we do to my dad. My dad managed large commercial construction projects as a civil engineer. He loved to build buildings. He's very traditional. He taught me great values and hard work. So when I told him that what I really wanted to do in my career was build housing for the homeless, or housing for family, affordable housing for families, he thought that was a little weird. He got the building part. So what I'd explain to him is, here's what we do. First, a lot of times what we do is go out and buy bad real estate. What I mean by that is we buy rundown apartments. We've bought 4 old hotels. We bought an old nursing home. That's now Garden Terrace in South Austin. We even bought a parking lot downtown. That's now Capitol Studios. Sometimes we get to buy land, like next door. Then, Dad, what we do is we turn these properties into really great homes. We build communities that are well-designed and really nice, places where I would want to live, communities where folks are welcome. The building phase is fun, but really, that's just the beginning. We have to own and manage these communities to keep them looking great. And that's what we've done in Austin for the last 35 years. Today, we have 23 communities in all parts of town, and we're proud to be home for over 7,000 residents. But if you want to know the real secret to our success, it's not just housing. It's really the services that are available right at people's doorstep, services that really help people. We focus on 3 things: education at our learning centers, health programs, and financial services. Let me briefly touch on these. The kids in our 15 learning centers consistently earn a 3.4 GPA. And I'm really proud they've been able to do that through the pandemic. We've been open last summer and this current summer. The Learning Center at Laurel Creek was number 15. Our on-site health programs range from food pantries. We did a lot of vaccine clinics. We have health fairs, and we have the wildly popular Zumba. For folks that have been homeless, we provide more intensive physical and mental health services. And then we offer a lot of financial services, like free income tax prep, one-on-one financial coaches, and help to get health insurance coverage. This year, we served over 23,000 families, get over $40 million in refunds and credits. Most of our residents are just hardworking families that don't have a lot of money to make ends meet in a very expensive Austin. About 1,000 of our residents were formerly homeless, so we're proud to provide the support that they can have a place to call home. Rather than me talking, I'd like to take you on a short video tour so you can see a few more of the communities.
Foundation Communities provides that stepping stone to get back on your feet again.
This is my home, and I enjoy my life here. I'm grateful, so grateful.
I absolutely love that I can live in the city that I want to live in.
I love it here. It's just a great opportunity for people just starting out, especially. I'm very lucky to have the opportunity to stay here.
I just love it. The people that live here, these are nice people.
I'm thrilled. I think of this place as my home.
When I first came here, it was so beautiful, so I didn't think that I would be able to live here.
Look at this place. This looks like a beautiful, beautiful home.
Cardinal Point has a playground. My son loves it. They have a soccer field where he loves to run.
You know, we got our own basketball court, the Learning Center.
The Learning Center helps me make good grades. I love the Learning Center.
At Zumba, I get a chance to work out and meet friends.
I love the way the community looks. It's beautiful. We have trees, we have beautiful red flowers. It's a beautifully landscaped facility.
Our place to call home. I love it so much. I love being here.
Because the need for affordable housing in Austin keeps growing, we are growing as well. We're excited to be building new housing that'll welcome home families and individuals to all parts of Austin. If you've lived in Austin for a while and you've driven by our M Station apartments or Capitol Studios or Sierra Vista or any of our communities, and you didn't know that they were affordable, that's perfect. They shouldn't stand out. We build affordable housing that is beautiful and well-designed, where residents are really proud of where they live. And we're proud to own and manage these communities over many decades. Our apartments look high-end, although our families earn an average of less than $36,000 a year. That's a tight budget. All of our residents pay rent. It's just a rent that they can afford. Our wait lists have really grown this year. Our board is committed. How can we grow to help meet the need? So right now, we are doubling our development work. I want to share some pictures of the new communities in the works. The Loretta will be 137 apartments. It's for families, mostly 2 and 3 bedroom units. We're located way north by the Lake Line train station. We'll open and welcome home new residents early next year. Zilker Studios is on South Lamar. It's in construction right now. If you got stuck in traffic, that's us. In January, we're going to welcome home 110 new residents. Zilker is their small studio apartments designed for single adults, many of whom were homeless. Balcones Terrace, it used to be an old Town Place Suites by Marriott in the Arboretum, if you ever stayed there. We bought it last year. Converting an old hotel is one of the quickest ways that we can respond to the homeless crisis. We're doing renovations right now to turn the old hotel into 123 supportive housing apartments, and we'll open our doors early next year. The Parker Lane Apartments and Learning Center just broke ground a few weeks ago. You can cheer, that's good news. This is the site of the old Parker Lane United Methodist Church. We are really grateful for their support. After the church closed, the leaders were looking for a way to continue their social justice work on the site. In 2024, we will open the doors to 135 new families. This picture was thrown in there because I climbed on the front end loader last week. They let me. All these communities in construction, Laurel Creek and the new communities, add up to welcoming home nearly 1,000 new residents. We have 2 more communities on the drawing boards. Burleson Studios, these are super exciting. Burleson Studios is going to be 100 supportive apartments on Burleson Road, right next to a new tiny home community built by Mobile Loaves and Fishes. It's an exciting opportunity to partner together. It'll be one village, but we'll be able to share programs and services there. And last but not least, we're building 110 new family apartments on the land where we're sitting right now. The new community will be called Juniper Creek. We just submitted for our site permit. And families will be able to use the Learning Center right across the street, so we don't have to build a new community center. I mentioned my dad earlier. I've been thinking about him a lot because he passed away last summer. If he was here, I know what we'd be talking about today. We'd be talking about construction. I could always call on him to problem solve something that was happening on the job site. He understood that work that we do the best. I know he was really proud of what we built. The main reason that we're here today is that we need financial support for the services at our communities. Now, we're still raising capital for construction and land. We're most of the way there. We're incredibly grateful to the state and to the city for public support. We especially depend on the housing bonds, which are on the ballot right now. So I hope you'll support them and get everyone else you know to support them too. I want to do a shout out especially to St. David's Foundation for their consistent investment of capital to get more housing built, especially all the health components of our work. But once our communities are built, we're taking a big risk that we can raise the funds for the education, the health, and the financial programs that really transform lives. The services represent about 20% of our annual budget, so we depend on individual contributions from big-hearted, forward-thinking community leaders like you. I really like building buildings, if that's not obvious. I get that from my dad. But if I dig deeper, the real reason that I'm passionate about this work is that because we get to welcome home truly amazing residents. I'm often asked to speak to neighborhood associations. People sometimes have concerns and questions about affordable housing. I try to make the distinction that this is not for those people that need affordable housing. We are those people. Most of our residents are working full-time or part-time jobs, often in retail or service sector. We may be serving the person that mows your lawn, cuts your hair, watches your kids, bags your groceries. Our residents include people with disabilities, people in recovery, people with health challenges like cancer or mental illness. We serve formerly homeless veterans, seniors, immigrants, teachers, young adults who have aged out of foster care, and women escaping violence. This year, we will end homelessness for over 250 children. Your investment in their lives is immeasurable. The truth is that all of us know someone that needs an affordable apartment and a little support to stay on their feet. Sometimes it's a friend, it might be the friend of a friend, it may be somebody in your family. We want to be here for them. It's my honor to share with you the stories of two amazing residents, Tom Bauer and the Gatika family.
So there's always something to do here, and it really keeps you, in a good frame of mind, keeps me in a good frame of mind. I'm Tom Bauer, and I live at Waterloo Terrace.
Tom has 4 sisters who dote on him. We have always been a big part of his life, and family has always been extremely important to all of us. We were raised to take care of each other. I guess about 4 or 5 years ago, Tom was really struggling where he lived in Florida. He wasn't doing well. His mental and physical health was really deteriorating. You know, he was in some temporary care homes there that were not addressing his issues.
I lived in a senior center before this for about 3 years, and not to make fun of old people, but I mean, they were like 85, some of them 90, 95, and they weren't looking to make friends. Not too many of them had a great outlook on life.
He wasn't happy where he was, and he was also worried about what the next step was because he knew he would run out of money.
I've been to Austin in the past, and I know about the homeless people here, and I didn't want to be one of them. My money was going really fast. I didn't want to have to ask my sisters for money. They had their own lives, and I didn't want to have to bother them.
He was not our brother with a smile and a sense of humor.
I was really thrilled to get a call telling me I was accepted at Waterloo.
I'm telling you, our lives changed the day he was accepted.
When I first came here, it was like welcome home. And I didn't know what they meant by that because this hadn't been my home. What they meant was, we welcome you to be part of our community. I feel much better in this community because it just feels better to be around younger people.
When he told me that he was going to yoga and meditation, you could have knocked me over.
I like the activities, and I like being around the people. There's always something going around. We help one another. It's almost being like in group therapy. I go to mindfulness class, and you get to think about things that you really need to think about, and you just get in a positive frame of mind. I always feel better right after mindfulness. I have a little bit less stress in my life. The food pantry is great, especially with inflation the way it is. It's all free food, and we get to pick what we want, and it really helps us with our food bill for the week.
Tom not only goes to everything, he feels good about himself afterwards. He feels safe here. There's a nurse.
I love having a nursery to come here once a week. It gives me something to look forward to. I've been diagnosed recently with cancer, and so if I'm having any kind of physical problem, medical problem, I just sit down and talk to Rita about it, and she's very helpful, and she'll help me work it out.
Tom had what he was looking for. He had people around him who cared. He had more independence. He did not need to call and ask his sisters for things all the time. And he would just call us to tell us good news. He's a different person. He's our brother again. The good that they do needs to continue. It's a true community. I would wish this for anyone who has the need, that there would be more foundation communities all over Austin. It has made Austin a better place to live.
I wouldn't want to live any other place in the world right now. I love it here.
Typical day is just being at home together, knowing that we're all okay, safe.
We like to call ourselves a family of one. We're the Katika family, and we live at M Station Apartments. We are a very strong family. We've come a long way.
Struggle here and there, 7 of us living in a household. Get in what everybody needs and their wants, work a little harder to make a little bit more money, but it's fun at the same time.
Our housing crisis started in 2018. We lost our Section 8. I was in housing. We were both unemployed, and then we became homeless. We went from house to house. I was calling numbers everywhere, as in shelters. I could not get help with the whole family. We were gonna have to be separated, and I was not gonna let that happen.
Because most of the shelters wouldn't accept a man. It was either women or children only.
Yes, our children were terrified. They didn't show it. I'm sorry.
What's gonna happen to us? Are we gonna be okay? Are we gonna stay together as a family? a lot of the questions. It was hard to answer them because we didn't know ourselves.
It hurt me as a mother to know that we had to go somewhere where it wasn't our home.
When we didn't find a shelter, one of our thoughts was getting a tent big enough for us to sleep in. And we almost got to that point.
Yep, we were almost there. So my last call was Salvation Army, and they were able to accept my husband and I and the family.
It was a relief, but it was embarrassing. Living in a shelter, who wants to be there?
We needed just a roof over our head and running water, but our focus, my husband and I, was to make enough to move.
We have to find a place. Like, we're not gonna go through this again. And that's when we applied for the CHI program.
The Children's Home Initiative, and we got the call 2 weeks later that they had a place for us.
If we had a deposit.
The first thing that came into our mind was home.
We're home.
We're home.
Like, it was a relief.
We were able to breathe.
We got our own place. We were able to do it on our own like we wanted to. And we talk about this almost all the time, like we're doing it. We're on our own.
Yeah, we tell each other. We're proud of each other. We tell each other all the time.
It was hard at the beginning, but we were grateful that we were together. That's all that mattered. They're excited. They know that we have a stable home now.
We're working, and we're working hard.
So I love my job. I love what I do. I've been there 2 years. Our first checks of the month are on bills, and then the next check's like, hey, we can do something. Let's go out to eat. Let's go do something as a family.
I work at the Salvation Army where we used to live. When I share my story to the families that come in and they're down and they're sad and they're angry, they look at me after they've heard just a small little story that I give them, and it brings tears to their eyes and it's inspirational to them. So good things are happening, and we're still striving. We're still doing. We're still going. Foundation Communities helped us with a place to call home.
2 years later, we're still here.
This is a family. I love this. The future looks very good to us.
Wow, these stories of resilience are truly amazing, and I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling inspired by Tom and his family, by the Katikas, and Ellie, and their kids. And I'm still feeling the love from Jeffrey. His joy and found happiness is contagious, isn't it? Hi, I'm Estrelita Doolin, and I'm super happy to be here today, and I'm so glad that you all are here. I wish you could see what I see. This is a great, great sight. I'm a health lawyer with Ascension Health, and in my daily work, I support physicians and other clinical researchers who test new drugs and devices in our facilities. It's challenging work, but for me, there's much, much more to life than just work. My home, my family, my friends, and my community. When I longed for and looked for something to fill a void I was feeling, a friend told me about the volunteer roles at Foundation Communities. I suspect for most of you, a friend or colleague invited you here, or that's how you first heard about Foundation Communities. Well, with my friend's suggestion, I got involved. First, as a volunteer doing tax preparation. I loved it. I saw that it made a big difference on an individual basis, person by person. I volunteered as an ESL instructor, that's English as a second language, and I love that too. I love that I can make a real difference helping one person at a time. These days, I volunteer with the Foundation Community's Healthy Food Initiative. I help staff organize the food purchased from the Central Texas Food Bank so that it can be delivered to the food pantries at several Foundation Communities properties. These volunteer roles have helped me feel directly involved in solving important issues, one step at a time, sometimes one person at a time. Oh yeah, and I'm also on the Foundation Communities Board. And I'm so proud to be a part of an organization that provides thousands of residents with beautiful housing and supportive services. Residents like Jeffrey and the Katika family, and Ellie and her two precious daughters, of course. What amazing stories each of you have been willing to share with us. And if it's okay with you, I'd like for you to stand so that we could all recognize you all together. Thank you. And Foundation Communities is home to so many other inspiring turnaround stories just like theirs. There is so much need. It feels like we hear every day about housing here in Austin, the lack of affordability. It's real. We can't ignore it, and we won't ignore it. Each time we open a community, there are hundreds of applications. I mean, sometimes 10 times the number of units we have in a new complex. So our waiting lists are miles long. Tom, I know you and your family experienced that. Think about that. There are literally thousands of people right here in Austin that simply need an affordable place to live. I can tell you that we, the board at Foundation Communities, are committed to creating properties that uplift all of our residents and are places they will be proud to call home. With the critical lack of affordability here in Austin, we are committed to doing more. I know it's easy to feel overwhelmed by so much need, so easy to step back and put our heads in the sand and turn away from the issues. But here today, each one of us can make a difference in our own way. We can help move the needle on this commitment. We can be part of their story. We can make a difference to thousands more in need. Today, it is my honor to ask each of you to do one thing right now. Decide to give. Decide to make your personal investment in Foundation Communities. Be a part of this transformative mission and this life-changing work. Here's how you can do that right now.
The first step is to decide to give. We really hope you do. The next step is to go to our Welcome Home Luncheon donation page, foundcom.org/give. To access the donation page, enter foundcom.org/give directly into your browser, or click the live link in the event description, or you can also scan the QR code on the screen right now with your phone camera. I'll give you a minute to get to our donation page. Now, y'all should all be looking at our donation landing page. If you're already a home builder with an active pledge to give to FC each month or each year, you can help us by increasing or extending your pledge through the link you'll find at the top of the page. We are asking each of you watching today to support Foundation Communities by making a one-time donation or a recurring donation every month or year. If you wish to make a recurring donation, and we hope you do, you can do that by selecting Recurring Donation as shown on the screen right now. You will then be prompted to enter the amount you would like to donate how often you would like to donate, and when you want your next gift to be processed. Your first donation will be processed today, October 18th. You'll see that there's also the option of making a one-time gift. You can see that on the screen right now. And we are grateful for every donation that you were able to make today. We truly hope you've been inspired to invest in us and change lives. Thank you for joining us today. We cannot do this work without you, and we're grateful for your support.